What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 193. My name is Bret, aka Enigma911. Welcome to the podcast. If you guys want to catch the podcast live, you go over to twitch.tv/Enigma911. You can drop a follow over there. You'll get notified when we go live. You can join in on the fun and discussion with us, but if you can't catch it live, that is a-okay. Go over to YouTube and podcast services the very next week where it's dropped topic by topic and also put as one big video and MP3 for your amusement on the following Friday. So yes, last but not least, another way you can support, guys. It may seem small, but wherever you're listening to, watching, listening, if you can leave a review, drop a like, comment, follow, whatever it is. It may seem small, but it does help the channel grow. So if you take the time to do that, we would love and appreciate you for it. I did say one more thing, didn't I? But I have one more thing. If you're listening to the recording right now, or if you're watching this on Friday when it drops in full, today, Friday, is Extra Life. Extra Life 2023 is happening today at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can go over to twitch.tv/Enigma911. We are going to be streaming for 24 hours, trying to help out the kids at Children's Miracle Network hospitals, raising some money for them. We got a wide variety of games played, or rather scheduled: Among Us, Fortnite, Family Feud, Jackbox, you name it. A lot of friends joining us as well. If you want to support the cause by watching, donating, or even just spreading the word, that would mean a lot. So once again, that's going to be Friday, November 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 24 hours. You can hang out with us that Friday and Saturday. Help a good cause. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, so we're rolling into our podcast today, episode 193. We got some fun topics for you. We're going to open up with this big bad boy. I want to talk about the PlayStation Portal real quick. Wow, that thing is chunky. I want to talk about this. I got the Portal last week as it launched. I kind of want to talk about my experiences with it. Do I think it's worth it? All that fun stuff. So we'll just jump on into it. So if you don't know what this giant thing is, this is essentially PlayStation's portable device. Now, portable, let's take that with a small, teeny tiny grain of salt, because it's not that portable. This is essentially a second screen for you to play your games on PlayStation 5. So if maybe you're battling for the TV, your partner wants the television for something, your kids are running around and you need to distract them, whatever it may be, you can pop open the Portal, you can jump in, you can play your games, they can have the TV, everyone's happy, chilling, relaxing after work, on the weekend, whatever it is. In terms of the device itself, it's great. Handheld, or, holding it feels fantastic, just feels very similar, obviously, to your regular DualSense, just a big chunky screen in the middle of it. Very comfortable. I thought it would be a little bit weird with the screen in the center. Maybe it would be off balance, off center. Just feel heavy at certain points, and to be honest, it doesn't. It's great to hold on to as you're playing your games and chilling, whether you're obviously sitting up, laying down, etc. It's a fun time, and that's good. Because comfortable, you need to be comfortable in your gaming, or else what's the point if you're in a weird, awkward position and you're in pain? How does this thing run? So the way it works, you need the PlayStation 5. This isn't something that's going to be running on its own. The Portal essentially is a mirror for your PlayStation 5. So whatever is happening or would be happening on your screen through your PlayStation 5 is happening on the Portal. You could akin it to kind of like, oh boy, we're going to call back. Not really. Nintendo Wii U. You remember that thing with the giant chunky tablet? And you could do the same thing. You play your games on the tablet and the TV could be used for something else. This is essentially the same thing. It's just mirroring the PlayStation 5, and you are experiencing your experiences on there through your Portal. So anything downloaded on your PlayStation 5, you can play on there. Anything that is disc-based, needs to be in your PS5, you can play it on the Portal. Mirror, mirror, mirror. It needs to be on the same network, so that's where I kind of crossed off that little portable thing at the beginning. So you need to be on the same Wi-Fi network. If you are at home, connect the two, bing, bang, boom, you're good to go. Unfortunately, you're not going to be taking this thing to your friend's house. You're not going to be taking this thing to the coffee shop. You're not going to be taking this thing to work when you got a slow day. I tried. You have to be on the same Wi-Fi network. It's not going to be one of those things where you connect, obviously, to the internet at one place. Your PlayStation is hooked up to the internet at your home, and they will be able to communicate to each other via the different networks. Sadly, no, that's not the case. And I know that's going to be a big downfall for a lot of people. So, totally fair. Maybe you don't get this piece of equipment because, yes, it is just essentially another avenue for you to play your games while not having to sit in a certain spot, a la desk, like myself, or, you're battling with your household over a TV. This is just essentially another avenue for you to get your trophy fix and play your games. Now, I know that sounds very negative. I don't mean for that to be, because personally, I love this. I think this is a great investment for myself. It's going to be very pick and choose, it's going to be varying from person to person, whether this is an appropriate buy or not. With the remote play option, this being the remote play option, obviously through your phone, you can do the same thing. You can get a backbone controller. You can put that on your phone, do the same thing with remote play from your PlayStation. Obviously, you're using your phone, so notifications are still going to pop up, and you're draining your battery, which if you're like me, not really your thing. So having a specific device for this function, I personally enjoy quite a bit. Having the phone be able to be just a phone, not kill its battery, using it. And then I know for some people, the distractions of, I got pinged here, I got pinged there, having that pop up on the screen, interrupting your games, a little bit frustrating. So having just this be what it is great. Now, we're talking about battery a lot with all the, using the battery up. Battery on this, surprisingly really good. Runs for, I don't know, I'm not going to be that guy, but I'd say 6 hours, maybe a little bit longer. Surprising for obviously what it is doing. And yeah, it runs great. I haven't had any connection issues. I've had a little fumble here and there with a couple of frame skips, not anything awful where it drops for a long period of time or makes anything unplayable, but it's going to be one of those things too where once again it's varying. How's your internet? How many people are on your internet? What are you using for? All those kinds of things. If you're competing over resources, you may see a hiccup here and there. I've noticed it a few times when either we have, just too many devices trying to pull too much data at the same time. That's going to be a hiccup. But other than that, has run smoothly. I played a wide variety of games on here, from indies to AAAs, Jedi Survivor, Little Gator Game, Dicey Dungeons. I haven't played anything like online multiplayer stuff. I haven't tried Mortal Kombat 1 on there or an Apex Legends or stuff like that. That might get a little dicey. I don't know for sure. But from the experiences that I've played, fantastic. Having Jedi Survivor be right there and look amazing. Audio's great, whether you're doing headphones in the back or the audio just through the device. It's been very good, very solid experience. So really good. I was a little nervous how connective, how the connection was going to be. I have decent internet, but not the best internet. But so far, nails it. Totally nails it. I will say something a little downer, other than the network thing. My understanding, granted this just could be my stupid brain, was your PlayStation would be in rest mode, and then when you play it, the Portal, PlayStation would stay in rest mode. You can communicate to the PlayStation through the rest mode, and then you can play your games. That's true while the PlayStation needs to be in rest mode for your Portal to wake up your system, to be like, hey, we're going to use the Portal, you're going to play now. The PlayStation, however, fully powers on. So in terms of power, you have both consoles, lack of a better term, on the entire time while you're doing this. So once again, very akin to the Wii U. That could be a little bit of a downer in terms of just a power usage type thing. Now, it's not the end of the world, but that was just something of I misunderstood what this was doing. So yeah, just another way, another avenue for you guys to play your stuff You get all the features of the DualSense, the haptic feedback. The touchpad is on the screen, so you can still use that. There is a microphone apparently on this thing, similar to the regular DualSense, so you can activate that if you want to. You got the audio jack in the back. Uses a different plug to charge than your controllers, which I personally like. So it's going to use the USB-C, the smaller one, to charge on the front. So if you want to have a controller charging and that charging at the same time, you can, which I find nice, just because how my setup is. Usually I'm playing with the controller plugged in anyway. So to not have that interference, very handy, very helpful. So yeah, would I recommend this if we're going to just kind of jump to the last bit of this? Holy crap, I went through this fast. Yes and no. It's hard to say, yeah, you should definitely buy it, because it's very specific to who's going to be the person buying this, right? It's going to be someone, like I said, where it's a busy household. You can't designate, this is my television and this is my area to play my games. It's a wide variety of things, maybe maybe your partner wants to watch a show. Maybe your kids, once again, got to distract them, or they want to do something after school. Having this shared experience, this is definitely helpful. I also feel from a personal standpoint, helps you be closer to at least the people in your household while playing. I know that's some people want that, some people don't. I think that's nice because you can, for example, have something on the television. You guys are kind of watching, or just kind of noise, and just being closer in proximity to not have a wall, a different room, some kind of barrier between you and the rest of your household to still do what you want to do, but be in that vicinity, that social aspect. I think that's great. And I think that adds a lot to this. It's not going to be for everybody, but if that's something you're looking forward to, you don't want to use up your phone in the backbone like experience. I've heard good thing about the backbone. So if that's a more preferable route, do that. But if you don't want to use up your phone, kill your battery that way, could be a nice alternative for you. Decent chunk of change, obviously, and you need the PS5. You'd still need the PS5 for the backbone, so it's not like you can argue that case. But if that's something that appeals to you, maybe look into it. It's still new too, so maybe give it some time, see how maybe the second version, if they build on it, improve on it, whatever it is, see how they work on the kinks. I haven't personally noticed anything, but give it time. Maybe get a better version down the road for yourself, and yeah, you got some time to think about it. But yeah, very quick chat, PlayStation Portal, my thoughts. Hopefully it was helpful. Let's move on to topic 2. Very, very different topic. Let's talk about wrestling themes. We like pro wrestling here. We enjoy breaking down pay-per-views, matches, all these types of things from time to time. So I thought I'd do a fun topic. Thanks to Lady for suggesting it. We're just talking about favorite wrestling themes over the years. What's been a really good theme, stuff like that. Obviously, we're not going to be playing audio on stream. Fun DMCA and all that good stuff. I may listen to a few here just to kind of get the ball rolling, but for you guys, you're safe. You could pull it up yourself. Have some fun with that. But yeah, there's been a lot of good wrestling themes over the years. Obviously, you have a lot of good current stuff. You got stuff that's older. And then obviously the wide variety of companies. Not that I've watched all of them or have experience with them. So there's definitely going to be some exclusions here. You're like, what? You didn't talk about this New Japan theme? Well, I didn't even know. Or this AEW theme or whatever it is. But just kind of want to jump around. There's no organization to this. When is there ever? Just some themes that we want to talk about. Now, obviously, you got some great ones. Let's start with more current day, just because that's what's obviously current and on the top of my mind. We got a brand new one for DIY, which I think works out fantastically. I know their old theme, really enjoyed that, Rebel Heart or whatever that was, and I know Gargano was using that for his solo theme for a while, and then it is. And when he got called up he was using it for a little while, and then they changed it. Because rights, I know they had, what was it? Now, I don't know the official name of the band that they had for a while down in NXT, so this is going to sound really weird talking out loud. CFO Money Sign, whatever that band is. I don't know if they had a falling out with them, and that's why they redid all the NXT music or whatever, but Def Rebel has taken over now. And they have some good hits too, don't get me wrong. But they did a remixed version of Gargano and DIY's theme, and it was not super great. But this new DIY theme, very good. Not gonna lie. I like the whole build up with like, we are DIY. I like the split. Obviously, it's a difference of video production, but the split, you get both of their logos, Chomp on the left, Gargano on the right, and the DIY in the middle. But for one of the newer themes, pretty kick-ass. Obviously, glad DIY is getting a push on the main roster. Hopefully, they can keep the momentum going there. But that theme I've enjoyed quite a bit. If we're talking other recent ones, Shotzi has a great one. It's a crazy one, fits her. But Welcome to the Ball Pit's great. And we got Io Sky, almost said Shirai, but that was her last name. When she turned heel, like, I enjoyed personally her Genius of the Sky one. It was very basic, but when Io went heel and got that whole techno vibe trance theme, like, that just escalated. Like, Tokyo Shock is what it's called. That one just went above and beyond what she used to have. Oh God, don't blast your ears out. So her and Damage Control obviously been crushing it lately. So Io's got a great one. If we're gonna stick on these like NXT centric ones, because NXT was huge for those few years, Undisputed Era, you know, would be not mistaken. What's the word? Would it be silly to leave out? Probably not the most jamming, if we're going to use that term, of themes, but definitely memorable and sticks with you. I will say, speaking of Adam Cole, this is where the jumping around starts. When he went solo, hated that theme that he had initially, but it grew on me. The one he has over in AEW, shout out to Mikey Ruckus, crushed it. Absolutely a great song. I think it did really well on the Apple Music charts, if I'm not mistaken. But just right into it, that guitar riff, very good, very good. Who else we got more current? If I'm going to stick with the WWE side, just because that's where I'm more familiar. Okay, this one I like a lot, and I didn't expect to like a lot, because I don't like her. She's talented, but she kind of gets on my nerves. Charlotte Flair. I really like her one now. They changed it maybe a year and a half ago to this like All Hail the Queen type thing. It's got this, I don't know how to explain it super well. And I'm going to reference another wrestler and team in the Bloodline, where that one hits different because it's more of like an ambiance and like you feel it. Like, that's really good. I feel like Charlotte's new theme, it's not as powerful as the Bloodlines, but it gives similar, I don't know, feelings, in my opinion. Like, it's got the same beginning as her old song with that, like, riff. I don't know, I'm very musical, as you guys can tell already. But that build, All Hail the Queen, and then it's like this deep song, just, like, hits you. And then I can't tell if it's woos, which would make sense, or what it is. But, like, I don't know, it just kind of gives you chills. As a weird descriptor, similar to the Bloodline. So that one took me by surprise of like, oh, I like this one a lot better than what you had. So that one's good. Let's just go to the WWE music page. and see what rings a bells, because now I'm like, oh crap. Okay, if we're gonna get silly, let's get silly, right? Jey Uso. Right, lady? No! I thought it was the stupidest thing where it's just me, Uso. We're just going to write over that one line of the Usos one. But it's gotten over. Is that because his character's gotten over? Probably. But still, that's a funny one. Pretty Deadly had a good one. Now they don't. End thought. Now it's ass. I don't know if this is favorite, but I'm going to give it a shout out too. But Zoe Starks. I like Zoe Starks just because it's a harder, like, rock metal type theme. But let's stop with the mediocre. I didn't mean to be like, hey, Zoe, yours is cool. Mediocre. But I did, I guess. Let's talk about Rhea Ripley's theme. Oh my God. Like, don't get me wrong. Okay, now we're going to get in the weird area for a moment. I meant to talk about this later on, but we're going to get into that weird area of like licensed music versus non-licensed music in terms of WWE. Don't get me wrong. Judgment Day's theme currently with Alter Bridge and, oh wow, I am blanking. I am such a shit Alter Bridge fan. Whatever Alter Bridge theme they have now, very good. But Rhea's theme, sung by the motionless and white guy, Chris Motionless, I don't know what is his name. Like, that theme, awesome. Very good theme. And she's had some good ones throughout, like the Ash Costello one. That one was good, but it's been like this evolution of her themes. And this, oh, Demon in Your Dreams. I thought this one was Brutality too. That one's great too. Like, just fits the evolution that she's been going through. Very good. Very good. Now, on the topic of licensed music, you got to shout out Edge. Oh, sorry. Adam Copeland. Another Alter Bridge, but Metalingus kicks ass. Very good. Who else has used licensed music if we're going to go down this rabbit hole? A lot. Because it's tough. Because you get, like, what's full licensed music, and then what's the ones where they just brought people in, you know, to kind of help. Because I was going to be like, oh, X-Pac's Run DMC one. But I think that was just Run DMC did it. It wasn't like their own song. Was Kings of Rock? You know, I think Kings of Rock was WWE owned. Fuck. It's one of those things too now, like any list without organization. You get lost, I don't even know where to go right now. There's too many directions. So I like brought that up and I'm like, yeah, totally. Licensed music. Yep, all of it. Who has... I know AEW's been buying up music to use like nobody's business. I mean, you got Final Countdown for Bryan Danielson. That one's great, but it's just because Final Countdown's great. Okay, not licensed because Kenny bought this, but Kenny Omega's Battle Cry. Slow build, but when that thing kicks in, man. Little V, shout out to him. You can check him out on YouTube. He's got a lot of great covers. Learned about him through Maximilian Dude, another streamer. But yeah, they must run in similar circles because Little V did that music and he absolutely destroyed it. Good on him. Just because I'm scrolling here, once again, I apologize for the jumping around. Hope you're having fun and yelling at me like, oh, how'd you forget this one? Let's talk about Pete Dunne, ladies' favorite wrestler. Not really. You shut up over there. Pete Dunne's music, he has two. His original one, Butch. Well, no, Pete Dunne had one called Bruiserweight in NXT, which I loved. Bam, 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 bam. You know, it doesn't go as hard, but I like that one a lot. And then, yes, Butch has his theme, which I didn't even know because they rarely use it. Because he wrestles always with fucking Ridge Holland. I only knew about this one from the 2K games, so thank you. But that one's like more fast-paced and not bad. It's got a solid guitar to it. Bam, 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 bam. So he's got some good ones. Let's see. Back to the YouTube page. Oh, God, I gotta scroll. Weren't you talking about licensed music, Bret? I sure was. You know what? Maybe a Google search will help. We have the internet. Let's use it. WWE licensed music. Okay, let's be stupid again. What about WWE superstar Bad Bunny singing his own theme?
Oh, bro, that song is a bop.
It is. Let's just shout out that Puerto Rico crowd. Just during the thing. I'm going to hell. That was awesome. That was a fucking thing of glory. How did I forget? Now we're gonna get into this. CM Punk, Cult of Personality. Great song. Once again licensed, but still great. Really, Goldberg had one? Oh, Megadeth. I never knew that one. We talked about Edge, talked about Punk. Okay, not that many. Oh, B! How did I forget? Rolling by Limp Bizkit for The Undertaker. Absolutely. He was the badass. It's better. Okay, lady, I know you hate Limp Bizkit, but you must hate Kid Rock more, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, then at least be glad I didn't shout out that one. I am American Badass.
Oh, no.
Good intro, and then it sucks. So there's some fun license ones. Let's see. Who else currently has some good stuff going on? I do like the remixes for Balor and Damian Priest. Balor's been another one that's kind of been like this evolution of his theme music. Dakota Kai's isn't bad. The scream is a little much at the beginning, I'll admit. But that's a good one. Oh, okay. All right. This is the last one I'll give for like current day. Once again, I know I'm forgetting like 800. At least current WWE side. Wesley, if you guys like techno and like, I guess, trance, dance, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know. There's a lot of genres out there. But the MSK theme slapped. And then they had to do the little turn like, oop, Nash Carter ain't here anymore. Wes, you need your own theme? Let's take the MSK theme. Let's put a little twist on the side over here. Very, very good. So I would shout out both of those for recent WWE stuff. All right. AEW. Is there anything currently? I talked about Adam Cole. We talked about Punk. Obviously, that's a gray area. He's not in AEW anymore. We talked about Danielson with the licensing of the Final Countdown one. I'll shout out the Acclaimed. It's very simple, but it's got that extra layer where with Caster rapping each time he comes out a new rap. So I'll just give a shout out, little, like, hey, tip of the hat there. That's cool. Young Bucks, a great one. Trying to think other than that. Nobody's coming to mind. I know AW fans, calm down. I hear you. I know you're yelling at me. But I can't think of that many. So let's take a little bit of a side turn here, because I want to give TNA, Impact Wrestling, a little bit of a shout out here, because they had some good stuff back in their heyday, if you will. Now I feel, at least whenever I watch, it's very generic stuff. But back when, like, their early run of TNA, they had some great stuff. Sting had a really good theme there. Christians obviously has carried over to AEW, so both of theirs were good. AJ Styles, I think that was the peak. That was the best one they had there. The Get Ready to Fly theme, that drum, and going into it, like, that was great. Yeah, I think those are the three that stand out for them. I'm trying to think more modern day Impact, if anybody sticks out. I don't think so. Motor City Machine Guns have kept their theme forever. That one's a decent one too. Yeah, no, nobody else that I can really pinpoint. It's like, yeah, that's a really good one. So let's go with the old school. Let's go with the more old WWE, WCW. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with WCW, so you just calm down there. Yes. The Rock! Yes. Dwayne's obviously very impactful with the... You know. His is great. I'm going to give a shout out to Chris Jericho's. I guess you could also say Judas is very good. Also licensed now. That one's fantastic. But the Break the Walls Down theme, very good as well. Especially with the countdowns. Once again, that's a whole another layer to it of like the video presentation adding to it. Those are good. The Hardy Boys, I think that's a licensed one. Or it's like free royalty music. Personally, that one probably ranks on like the higher end for me. Trying to find that to download on my iPod, you know, very difficult to find. What was it? Zach? Oh, crap. It was loaded by Zach Tempest, I think is what it was. And you couldn't find it anywhere. And I'm like, how? They're using it now. It makes no sense. But that one was a great one. I liked... The Brood's got a feeling to it. You know? That, like, dark undertone, the whispers at the beginning, and then the... Once again, presentation with the fire helps. But that's another different layer, not necessarily in the music, obviously. I'm sorry?
Can I shout out my other two before I forget?
Yeah, please.
What they are?
Mm-hmm.
Triple H.
Oh, okay. Triple H.
And
Kane.
Kane.
Okay. Now, Kane had a few different ones.
Oh, the only one that I know.
It's gotta be Kane. Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, that's a good one. He got one later which kept that same, like, note stuff, but it had lyrics. Who sang it? Ah, crud. What Remains? No. I don't know. It was some band that came in and did it, but yeah, those are decent. Yeah, Triple H's is good. He's another one who's had a lot of, not licensed stuff, but obviously Motorhead was his go-to band. And Lemmy and the crew did a few... They do two? I think they did two for him. They have The Game now, which he's used most of the time. And he had The King of Kings. Then he had another... Oh, it was My Time. That one was totally different. It was a different band, but it was just... My time! My time! Oh, B, what do you mean? You didn't like his Hunter Hearst Helmsley gimmick where it was all the beep, 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 like trumpets and chimes when he was a fancy gentleman? I don't even know if you know that gimmick.
I only know of one song of his. So.
Fair enough. I mean, it'd be silly to leave out Stone Cold. It wasn't my it's not personally one of my favorites, but the Glass Shatter, like, just instantly you know, oh fuck, like he's coming out, not in a bad way, just like uh-oh. And even though I hate the man's guts, Brock Lesnar's theme is great. The high-pitched guitar riff going into it, and then that dun, 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 like, that's good. It just sucks that it's tied in with him. Now, these are my favorite. This doesn't mean it's the top tip. It's the best of the best. 3 count.
Oh my god.
It's stupid, but it's good, and it's enjoyable. And it's the only WCW one I can think of. Because NWO is there, but like, nah, it's not one of my favorites. Like, obviously, I get it, but... Who else? Like, Hogan's is tough, too, because I want to shout out that one, but Hogan's a piece of crap. Yeah, you gotta shout it out. Just leave him out of it, which is hard, I know, but still. Who else? I don't know. That might be all of them. Nobody else is calling out to me. And of course, it's going to be one of those things I finish recording and I'm like, damn it! I forgot about so-and-so. Well, That's it. I don't need to waste your time.
Well,
Well, that's about it. Let's hit the dusty trail for this speed episode, shall we? Goddamn. 37 minutes. This has been another episode of the Wait What Are We Talking About podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed the chaotic nature of this. A quick review, some quick music review stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to catch this podcast live, and go over to twitch.tv/Enigma9011. You can drop a follow over there. You get notified. You'll get notified when we go live. You can drop in the chat, join on the fun chaos and discussion over there. But if you can't catch it live, that is a-okay. Go over to YouTube and podcast services the very next week, where it's broken out topic by topic and put as one big video in MP3 for your amusement on the following Friday. Last but not least, two last but not least, number one, any way you could support the show would be greatly appreciated. Likes, shares, reviews, subs, follows, all that fun stuff. It may seem small, but it does help the channel grow. So if you take the time to do that, we would love and appreciate you for it. And then last but not least, I know it was a short one. I apologize for that, but hopefully you guys had fun. Remember, guys, if you are catching this the week that this drops, either in parts or in full, Extra Life is happening this Friday, November 24th, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can hop over to twitch.tv, join us for all the fun and chaos over there as we raise some money to help the kids of Children's Miracle Network hospitals, playing a wide variety of games, trying to have a fun time. Any way you could support, whether it's watching, sharing the page, or if you can, donating. Every little bit helps. So anything we could do to help those kids out would be greatly appreciated. Once again, that's Friday, November 24th, 8 p.m., 24 hours of games. Pop in as long as you want, and let's have some fun, and let's help a good cause. But thank you guys for hanging out today for this short but sweet episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.